Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video is my final buys and buys for 2024. So this video is where I talk about everything I bought in the previous month, so in December, and everything I said goodbye to in December. So kind of seeing what's coming in versus what's going out. We're way unbalanced in December. I brought a lot in. One of the reasons why is because I am going on a no-buy for 2025. So I did stock up on a few things, particularly on Bath and Body Works, which a lot of you guys saw. So I'm not going to go over the stuff that I've already talked about, but I'll just kind of recap and I'll link those videos below because I have kind of already talked about a lot of this already. So in particular, I did 2 Bath and Body Works hauls. I bought a lot of stuff. I bought several body lotions, several body washes, a couple body creams, kept the body creams pretty low, and a few, I think 3 fine fragrance mists. So yeah, I have those videos below. I am fully stocked up for body care. I don't need to buy anything for a very long time, so that is good. I also did do a haul from Shoppers Drug Mart. So for you non-Canadian, Shoppers Drug Mart is like our Walgreens or CVS, but it also has like some high-end makeup as well. We have like a point system, so I guess similar to Ulta, and I had a lot of points racked up, so I used it to buy some more expensive stuff. So I did buy the T3 straightening flat iron. I bought the NARS face palette. I bought a few skincare things, so the Vichy, Mineral 89, which is what I always use points for. And I did buy the Bobbi Brown, it's a face makeup / skincare thing, the face primer, face base from Bobbi Brown. So quite a few expensive items in that order. I want to just focus specifically on the things that I have purchased that I haven't talked about. So like I said, I am going on a no-buy for 2025, but I did stock up on a couple items that I know I'm going to run out of. So the first one is my favorite facial wash. This is the Neutrogena Ultra Gentle Daily Cleanser. This is the larger size at 473? It's so random. 473, maybe that's something more specific in ounces. I do have another one of these, but it's the regular size. I am close-ish to finishing up the face wash that I have in my shower, which is a clean and clear one. I do like to have one in my shower and one by my sink, so that's what this is for. And I can just kind of split this and put it, the one by my sink is the other Neutrogena one. So yeah, this should get me through. I think I'll be good for a good chunk of next year. I may finish both of them. I may need to buy something, but if I do, it's going to be definitely second half of the year. And then I did buy this. This can go one of 2 ways. This could have been a great idea or a terrible idea, and I feel like it was maybe not the best idea. So I do have one of these at my family home. That's what I use there for makeup removal. It is the Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water. This one is the waterproof one. The one at home I have is the pink cap, which is just like the regular one. And I went for the waterproof because I was like, you know what, let's just get the waterproof so it'll definitely take everything off. Because it's one of the issues I have with I do have a cleansing oil, so I use that in my shower right now, and it's okay, but it's not, when I'm doing a full makeup, it's not the best at taking all my makeup off. Also, some of the eyeliner, the eyeliner I have in my Project Pan is, definitely hard to get off. I feel like I've bought this before and was like, that was a dumb idea. So I'm not a big micellar water. Like I said, I usually use a cleansing oil. And I also have the little cleansing pads, makeup remover pads from Marcel. Again, another Canadian brand. Those are about halfway done. I may need to repurchase those because I do like those for travel. They are convenient. I'm hoping this will suffice for everything else. I do have makeup erasers as well, the little mini ones. And I do use those on occasion as well. I just feel like they can be a little rough on your skin, so I don't use them every single time. But yeah, this one also is a Big Daddy one. This one was a larger size compared to, this is 730 mils or something like that. So it's a bigger size than just the regular size, or slightly bigger. Well, it says right there, value size. It was a bit pricey though. This was about $17. I bought both of these at Walmart. Also, this was about $13, $14 at Walmart. At Shoppers Drug Mart, they sell this for like $21, $22. Like, such a ripoff. So it's definitely better to buy this like at Walmart for some reason. I have no idea why Shoppers Drug Mart does such a huge markup on Neutrogena products. I also bought my favorite mascara, the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. This is in Mystic Black, which I googled, and apparently Mystic Black is like the blackest black. It's blacker than the blackest black, which is blacker than black. I don't know. Back in black. Anyway, this is my favorite mascara. I do have my mascara in my Project Pan. I have the one that I was using in my Project Pan last year that I still have. You guys know that I do mascara testing, so I generally have a lot of mascara on hand, but I haven't done a mascara testing in a while, so I feel like less than 5 mascaras, which I probably have 10. Feels like not a lot. Although a couple of those, 3 of them are colored. I have 1 blue one and 2 browns. So I didn't necessarily need to get this, but I knew if I didn't have it, and I knew I'd want it, so I did pick it up. And then the other random purchase that I did, so this was also at Walmart. The other random purchase I picked up, this was from Winners or Marshalls. I've seen it at multiple stores now. This is the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Brow Soap. It's fine. This is what it looks like. It's supposed to smell like chocolate. It does, like, very faintly. I kind of thought it might have been tinted. It's not tinted at all. I've been using Max Fix Plus to, like, mix with it. It works well at first, so I don't have it in today. I did use the glitter glue from Too Faced to do my brows. It does work to start, but it doesn't last. So like every other product I ever try, it's like that I want to get them like pressed to my skin, especially this one. When I lift it up, it does help even it out a bit better with the other one, but it just doesn't stay. Like it just starts falling and like disappearing. So unfortunately that was kind of a bust. It's still better than, like, I would say it's like better than the wax that's in my Wet n Wild's little brow kit that has like the powder and the wax. So it is better than just like the plain wax. But I would say this is no better than, I bought the Pears soap, which I actually use to wash my brushes now, as like a soap brow. This is basically the same thing. So if you have like a Pears soap thing, it's basically the same. It's fine. Will I use it? Yes. But would I like recommend this? Not really. I feel like there's better things out there. So yeah, there's that guy. So those were kind of like the things that I bought to kind of keep me going. Although this was just kind of it was like $5.99. So it's like, whatever, let's give it a go. If it's great, that's awesome. But you know, if it's not bad, then it's fine. Anyway, one more thing that I did purchase. So like I said, I am going on a no-buy for 2025. It's a no-buy up until July, and then we'll kind of revisit where we're at, what we're doing. But I have one rule or exception outside of my like repurchase rule. Like obviously if I run out of like facial soap, I'm going to buy soap, but makeup wise, like I'm not running out of anything makeup wise. So I'm just going to adjust. You can see the sun. I'm just going to adjust y'all a little. Hi, there we go. Hi, we good. Okay. Just try and wrap this part up while the sun doesn't blind me. So my other rule is I do want to do more lip product testing and like fuller-ish collection testing. I did do a Revlon, super lustrous lipstick testing video, like shade swatching. And I do love that formula. That video did really well for me. So this is kind of like a win-win. It's a win for like showing shades for other people, but it's also a win for me because then I get to like play with lipsticks and I love that. So I did buy a second round. So in that video I did buy and test 12. I now have another 10, and I was a bit strategic with the shades that I picked. So I picked shades that I was pretty sure I would like, and I also picked shades that were new. So I think 4 of them are new. So I'll just quickly name off the shades. I don't know when I'll get around to doing this video. Oh, lost my train of thought there for a minute because my camera card got full, which doesn't normally happen. I'm pretty on top of that, but use the opportunity to also fix my blinds a little, so hopefully I'm not going to be blinded by the light for the next little bit. But I was talking about the lipsticks that I picked up. So again, another round of Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks. And I was saying I was strategic in what I picked, partially with looking at some new shades, and as well as I did ask for recommendations on my last video. So the shades that I picked up were Uncut Ruby, which is a new shade in the cream finish, Mauve Night, which is also a cream finish, Toast of New York, which is also a cream finish, and this one was requested, and I think it's kind of like a classic shade, like rum raisin, Pearl shade in Blushing Mauve, a Pearl shade in Blushed. This is where it was getting confusing, and a lot of the shades have like the word blush or mauve in them, or like pink, so it's like, did I pick a new shade, or do I already have this shade? It was a little confusing. This is a new shade in Candied Rose. This is the one shade that I'm like, I don't know, it looks very pink on the back there, so we'll see how that one goes. I also picked up Rose Velvet, which again was a shade I thought I had, but I did not have. This is a new shade in Porto Please, and it's a pearl finish. Plumalicious, again, I was kind of looking at some more of the plummy shades. That's kind of what I was leaning towards with most of these. And then this is also a new one in Laid Back Lilac, which is a cream finish. So I will be doing a video with these 10, same like I did the other one. So little behind the scenes secret on the other video. If you watch it, you'll notice I don't ever smile like fully. It's because I ate an everything bagel right before I filmed that. And I had like a poppy seed up in my, but I was like, I don't want to refilm this whole thing. Like it takes a lot to film something like that. Like you kind of have to like organize yourself and like just get her done. And yeah, but it worked out fine. So hopefully the next round goes a little bit better. So yeah, that I would like to have it done in January, but if not, it'll happen soon. I don't want to hold off. Like I said, the last one that I did, I actually had those lipsticks for a while. And I think it was September when I finally actually got it together to film that and post it. So yeah, so that's it. That's all that I bought. But I mean, it's a lot. Like I basically skipped over the big haul from Shoppers Drug Mart and the 2 Bath & Body Works ones. So dollar value wise, for December, I did spend $281.99. Very interesting. That was, I think, my most expensive month. Yeah, my next most expensive month was August at $258. So I did spend a lot in December, and the value though was like the highest value probably ever that I've ever had for a month. The value was $975.02. Like that's a lot. And I did bring 42 items in. Granted, a lot of that is the skincare and the lipstick. So I'm not mad about it. It's like, it is a lot. But it wasn't like I was buying like 20 palettes or something like that. I feel like it was pretty spread out over a bunch of different things. So let's get into the buys. So we're getting into the buys now, and not like a horrible month, not a fantastic month, but a decent. I'm proud of this month in terms of like, I feel like I did okay. Could have done better, probably. There's a few things that I thought would have been in this empties, but they didn't quite make it. I want to hit up some other items first. So the first thing, I just wanted to mention this. This is the biotin, from Nature's Bounty. It's 10,000 milligrams, I guess. I don't know, MGCs, whatever that means. MCGs. It's the ultra strength biotin. This is what it looks like. I don't really think this did anything for me. My nails were still like peeling a whole lot. My nails are not great right now. And yeah, like I didn't really notice any like better growth with my hair. So I'm not going to repurchase this. I just wanted to share it to say like, it didn't really do anything for me, but I was taking biotin for like the last, it was 120 soft gels. So I was taking 1 tablet, I think, per day. Yeah, that's what this is. So, whatever. At least I'm saving money by not repurchasing it. I did want to talk about these 2 little things because I don't really ever talk about them. These are the little like facial shavers. I actually use these on my eyebrows mostly. Every once in a while though too, I use it like if my skin's really dry. It's probably not great for this, but like when my skin gets really flaky, sometimes like right in between my brows, or like for some reason over here it gets really flaky, I use this. But But yeah, that's basically, I don't like plucking my brows because they're already very thin and not great. So I try and do minimal plucking, and these are what I use. So I don't always mention these, but I usually just pick these up at like Winners or Marshalls. I don't really include them in my buys and buys. I'm not really sure why. To me, they're kind of just like razors, and I don't include those in my buys and buys. I've talked about I don't include generic kind of things. Like, again, in my mind, if it's something that like, you know, my dad would purchase, although I'm not sure he would purchase these. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so there's that. I think that was it for my like other type of items. We do have a lot of declutter items. So I am decluttering these two palettes that were in my Pan That palette this year. These two I did not really care for. The bronzer palette, I did hit pan on that one shade, didn't hit pan on anything else. And same with the blush, like it was really hard to hit pan on that. These were pennies on the dollar, like these were so cheap. I was watching Ruth's video, and this is kind of how I feel. It's like, I've got my money's worth out of these. I used them for like a whole year, and they barely cost me anything, and they were fine, but they're not worth hanging on to for me. I don't love them. I have so many other products that I would rather use over these, so we're gonna get rid of those. These are the eyeshadows that I actually decluttered when I did my singles eyeshadows. I ended up pulling some back in, mainly because once I like swatched them again and did some more comparisons, I was like, no, they're fine. But these are the ones that definitely did not make the cut. So this one is from a Maybelline Quad. This one is from the Joya palette from Natasha Denona. I think this one was from Crimson Eyes. Is that what it was called? From Rimmel. And then these two were from a Color Workshop Quad. And then this last one here, where are we? This last one here was from the Real Her palette. So I am getting rid of these. They're just not great. The quality of this one was fine, but the shade was kind of eh. Everything else was quality-wise was yuck. And I think this one was like duplicative. That's why I ended up, as well as quality. So those ones are going. And then the other two palettes that I'm decluttering, so these were in that video as well. So I am finishing technically half of the NYX Ultimate palette in warm neutrals, but I've counted like each individual shadow as I finish them. So the palette itself is being decluttered because I am decluttering kind of half of it. And then same with this one. I did finish one shadow. I've pulled out 2 more shadows to finish out of this. So that's half of this palette because I think there's 6 shades in this. So again, I'm going to finish half of this palette, but we're getting rid of it because it went super weird. I think I'm missing, nope, it's good. I thought I was missing something, but I see it now. It's all good. So that's all the declutter items. Let's get into it. I have one hair care thing. This is the Carol's Daughter Goddess Strength. I liked this, but it's too much for me to use on a daily basis. It's very, very moisturizing. They call it the fortifying shampoo. If you have thin hair, like, no, don't use this. If you have thick hair, you'd probably really enjoy this. I think if you have like coarse hair, you'd probably really enjoy this. It was good sometimes. I end up sort of like cutting it with other shampoos that I have. I do have 2 more shampoos that I thought would have been in this video by now. But the one is like a Dove pump, and there seems to be more in that pump than I thought there was. I feel like the shampoo itself is very light, and the most of the weight is the actual bottle. So probably next month, I think at least one of them will be in there. They're 2 Dove ones. So yeah, that guy, I wouldn't necessarily repurchase this one just because I think I'd rather try something else, and I didn't love it enough to repurchase. Skincare, we finished 2 Bath & Body Works things. These were at my family home, and I brought them here to finish them out. This one was actually like a combo. I had a couple of different body washes in this one as I was trying to like finish them out. So this is the Key West Coconut Water and Melon. I do still have a fine fragrance mist from this sort of collection. This was from 2021. Same with this. I bought it at the same time. This is the Coconut Lime Body Cream. Really enjoyed these. Like these were great sort of summer light, easy products. I wouldn't be mad if they brought this one back. I liked this line. There was like a few different, I think there was like a pineapple one maybe or something. There was a few different ones in this line that were quite nice because they weren't very heavy. They were more of a lighter, less intense fragrance. Also, speaking of Bath & Body Works, I finally finished the hand cream that I was like, I should just finish it. Finally finished it. So we are going to start on, I did buy a second hand cream at the same time I bought this, and that's what we're going to work on next, which is going to go in my, spoiler, it's going to go in my like body care, hair care I don't know what to call it. I'm just going to call it my beauty project pan, I think. Because hygiene sounds weird. Like, I know they're like hygiene products, and that's what some people call them. But I'm just going to call it my beauty project pan, I think. So I did finish that guy out. And then I did finish this out. This was something that I was going to buy for my brother, and then I ended up just keeping it for myself. It wasn't great. It's the O'Keeffe's Healthy Feet. And for the price of it, like, this was like $11 or $12. I don't think it was any better than just using like one of these on my feet. And that's normally what I do, is use this stuff on my feet. Yeah, it wasn't worth it for me. And I felt like, so one thing I've learned is when I go to the gym, I need to make sure my feet, it's so bizarre, but if your feet are more moisturized, your feet don't slide. I don't know why, just the texture of the mat and your foot. But if my feet are extra dry, they're just like, they don't stick. I don't know. It's like the hard skin just slides. And this like was not sufficient. Like, it wasn't like I just slap it on. So I felt like I started going through this really quick because I was just like slapping it on, putting as much on as possible. And I don't feel like I need to do that with like this. I also use the body butter as well on my feet as well. So there's that. And one more skincare thing. This was just a little mini that came when I did the Kiehl's order last year. This is the Ultra Facial Cream, which this is currently what I'm using. I have like the actual full size of this right now, and it's what I'm currently using on my face. I might keep this little package, but I do have a lot of little pots, so I'm not sure if I need to keep this. It's just nice to keep it because it is like the actual product, and I probably will put the actual product in it to use. So that's kind of helpful. But yeah, that's done as well. And then the rest is makeup items. Yay. So let's get into a product I haven't talked about before. This is the Maybelline Tattoo Brow. I got this for like $2. They were like clearly like just clearancing it out at Shoppers Drug Mart at one point. The reason why this is done, let me just kind of like, yeah. The product just kind of is gone. It's done. Like, it's just kind of disintegrated. So normally it was like a sort of like a tacky, oh, there we go, pulled it right out. It was like a tacky sort of gel. Like, I think of like those lip masks that people are using that are like a mask and then you like peel it off and you have the stain. That's basically what this is. It's sort of like a sticky gel that you would put on your brows, let it dry, and then you'd peel it off like a peel off mask. And it worked. I actually really enjoyed this for like traveling. So before I would go anywhere, I would put this on. So at least the first few days, if I, waking up, everybody'd see my fresh, beautiful face. At least I had eyebrows. I would repurchase this. I don't know if it still exists. The problem with this one, this particular shade, was just brown, light brown. It's very warm, like very orangey. And I don't know if there's other shades. And if other shades, like, I'd probably get a deeper shade potentially. The caveat could be a deeper shade might be deeper orange. I don't know. So I'm curious to know if I do know they have like a tattoo brow like gel, but that's not what this is. This is like an actual like stain. And it would last maybe like 3 days, I would say. About 3 days. By the third day it was like still there, but not great. So yeah, I finished that out. Everything else here you'll know about because they were in projects. So the Marcel powder, it was pretty rough. Happy to finish that. Wouldn't repurchase it just because it was too dark of a powder. This was the luminous version. I don't know. I'm assuming they probably have like matte and like natural finish ones as well. I didn't find it that luminous compared to some products that are luminous. Like, I couldn't really tell that this was luminous. If somebody told me it wasn't luminous, I'd believe them. That makes sense. Fenty Gloss Bomb and Fenty Glow. We finally finished this out. I did not pull the stopper out on this. We just called it. We're just like, we're done. I could have pulled the stopper out maybe. Iconic London. This was in the Project Pan. Would not repurchase this. I actually didn't realize this was something I got early in 2024. I rarely ever finish a product in the same year that I get it. But this was a product I just wanted to finish out and be done with. I didn't care for it. It didn't do anything for me. It wasn't bad. It just didn't do anything for me. I did finally finish out that single little shadow from the Carly Bible Deluxe Edition palette. That's one of the palettes, even though it's taken me time, like I disassembled it and took a bunch of shades out. It's probably one of the closest palettes to completion that I've ever done, if that makes sense, excluding the face palette, like the face shadows, but like from an actual eyeshadow perspective, I think I have 3 shades left from that palette. I think I kept everything that was remaining, maybe except for 1 or 2. So yeah, I've 3 shades remaining from that palette that we're gonna aim to probably finish out at least one of those shades this year. And then I did successfully finish out the 2 shades in the, what they call the Illuminate palette. So this was the highlight palette from that Color Workshop set. So yeah, I finished out the 2 small shades. So I'm really happy about that. It's interesting how the pans are different though. Like this one has like the lumps in it and this one doesn't. I don't know why that is. It's so weird to me. I am actually going to hang on to this particular palette, even though I am decluttering the other 2. The reason why I'm hanging on to this is particularly for this shade. I can see myself using this for Franken panning because it's a nice white highlight. And I liked the quality. Like, I actually really enjoyed this palette. I can even just like blend. I consider maybe even just blending these 2 shades together to make a highlight and finish that highlight out. But I have enough other highlights right now that I might not bother doing that. The other thing too that I'm going to do this year, I started doing it last year. I only did it a little bit, but I want to focus more on doing it, is putting highlights in body creams just to finish them out. I have way too many highlights. I don't have enough cheek space. I do have big cheeks. My little chipmunk cheeks that people used to always call them. They're not as round as they used to be when I was younger, but I used to be called chipmunk cheeks sometimes. Jerks. Anyway, yeah, like as a highlight, it's just not enough. So I am going to start scraping more into body creams. Like I said, I started doing that last year. I did it a little bit, but I want to do more of that this year to try and get through some more of my highlights. So that is my empties. I'm pretty happy about that. Like, was I hoping for a couple more items to be in there? Sure. They'll just be in for early 2025 empties. So for the month of December, the dollar value that I paid for what I'm including as empty. So again, I don't include things that I'm decluttering. I'm only including things that I finish. I paid $80.62 with a retail value of $121.16, and it was 12 items that I finished. So overall, I will put the buys, the things that the money that I spent and the good buys over here for the month of December. I'm not going to recap the whole year of 2024. I'm going to do that in a separate video because I'm going to go over all of my makeup empties for 2024. So I do keep a bin with all of my makeup empties. The one thing that I did not do this year was I normally take a photo of everything I finish. So at least I have an idea of like other things that I finish, because I have nowhere to store these. I'm not keeping a bag of my garbage. I have a very tiny place, and I'm not keeping a bag of like body care, hair care garbage. So what I am going to do for 2025, because I am going on that no buy, I will be taking photos each month. So then at the end of the year, I will actually have a better picture. I can show pictures of everything that I finished, not just makeup items. But yeah, I am going to do all the makeup I used up for 2024. And in that video, I'll talk about my totals for the year. I will say, pretty sure, since I've been tracking my empties-ish, 2020 is when I really started doing it. This might be my best year by a tiny margin. It's, I think, my best year. So go me. Anyway, if you like this video, feel free to give it a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.